Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting to be wintertime, almost, not just yet, and it's time for me to go over my medical bag that I keep in my vehicle. Now, I talked to someone not too long ago that got in a pretty bad accident, a car accident, and he told me that one of the problems he had as soon as they got in the accident is that he has a medical bag full of a whole bunch of really good medical gear, but that he kept it in the trunk. And that when he got in the accident that he couldn't open his trunk and get to his medical bag. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to transfer all of the contents of my medical bag over to a system that I found on Amazon. And I hope you can hear me okay, because the camera is a little bit far from me, more than it usually is. But I found this system on Amazon that is compartmentalized, meaning that it's modular, really. It has a whole bunch of pockets like this right here that you can actually put onto a Molle backing. So you see these right here? These are like Molle straps that you can put onto a Molle backing. And they each can be taken off individually instead of everything being in one main central location. And it comes with a whole bunch of pockets like this. And this here being the biggest one. And then you can go ahead and put them wherever you want on this Molle backing. And then you can take your Molle backing, take it, put it around the seat. It would be like this, around the back of the seat. And at the back of the seat, you'll have everything that you need right here. So should you ever get in an accident and need to get this out in a hurry, all you have to do is take this off of here. You can grab it with you. You can put it back together, grab it with you, and go to the site. And it's right there. And if for some reason the door behind the driver's side, let's say for example it can't open or something, you can just reach around there, hopefully be able to reach around there, or go from the other side and grab it, making it easier for you to be able to grab this and do what you have to do with it. So it's kind of a show and tell, and it's also testing out this modular system right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the camera so that you can see everything that I'm taking out. I'll explain to you what it is and where I'm going to put it. And this is the first time that I try to transfer everything over here. So it may not necessarily end up where I put it, but I want to see exactly how much stuff you can put in here and how it fits on this Molle backing to see if it will actually do the job of being able to just sit behind your seat instead of throwing this somewhere, anywhere in your vehicle where it may end up somewhere where you can't get to it. All right, so what I'm going to do here, and I understand you can't really see my face, right? But it's not about my ugly mug. It's about the actual, product here and whether it's going to work well or not. But I just noticed something here. Like I said, I just actually took these out of the bag right before I came to work on this video. And I noticed that although it doesn't have the strongest zippers in the world, these are really good zippers. See those zippers? They're nice and thick, and they look like they can take a beating. So pretty happy with the zippers so far. And this is the pouch that is marked first aid, obviously, right? It's got the little red cross on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all real quick what I mean about having a Molle system and how to put it on the Molle. So these straps right here are meant to hook into these loops that you see right here. And being that this is going to be sitting in the back of my driver's seat, I'm going to go ahead and put it in this corner so that it'll be the very first thing that I can grab if I open my back door, if I just want to grab this. However, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put in this pouch the things that are essential to save a life in a hurry, like a catastrophic injury, i.e. an amputation, really heavy bleeding, something like that. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put a tourniquet in here. So those are the things that I'm going to put in this pouch since it's already marked. That way, if somebody comes to grab this and they see this, they'll hopefully get the one that has the life-saving or the catastrophic injury type pouch on it. So what we want to do is we want to get these straps through these loops right here and try to even them out. You can see right here. So like on the first and on the third loop, you put them through here. And I want to be able to take this off fast if I want to. So I'm not going to loop it through all of the Molles. I'm only going to loop it through the first one. So we loop it through here. And this could be kind of a pain in the butt if you're not used to doing it. but it's not difficult. So as you can see, we got it right here. So you can loop it through this one also to give it more strength. But since I want to be able to take this off quickly if I want to, I'm only going to loop it through the first one. And there you go. It's very simple to do. All right. When you're in the military, usually you loop it through all the mollies because you don't want anything to come off. But this right here, in my opinion, is just fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and open the zipper up. Boy, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of room in here. There's a whole bunch of pockets. You got a pocket here. You have some straps that you can put whatever in. Right here, you've got another pocket that you can put stuff in there. And then you've got a few pockets in here as well. See that? There's just a lot of room just in this little compartment alone. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything that I'm going to put in here out of my bag. I'm going to lay it out here, and then I'm going to show you where I'm going to put it in there. All right, we're back. So as you can see, the first thing I did is I just put a Sharpie out here. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with a pen, just because it's nice and easy to have them out here. Or that's a pencil. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with a pen. And as you can see, this is one of the pens that I got from one of my credit unions, or from my credit unions. But it's easy to get right there. They're out of the way. I kept an extra Sharpie to put in here in case this Sharpie falls off for any reason. At least we have one. But we've got some combat gauze. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, this will stop arterial bleeding. But you have to understand how to use it correctly. All right, so you got to make sure that you do your research and do some training with this stuff. This works really well. It's kind of pricey, but this can literally save a life. So I've got 3 of these. All right, I've got 3 of them. I'm going to stick a couple of them in here just to get them out of the way. I'm going to keep this one I have handy. I've got a couple of tourniquets, all right, and these guys are ready to go. All right, make sure that when you have a tourniquet that you have it ready to go. That way, in case you need to use it on yourself, that you can take it apart with one hand and actually use it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put these right here. And there's actually a lot of room in here, okay? I've got what is called a nasal pharyngeal. And what this is used for is, let's say, for example, that someone has an injury where it keeps them from breathing through their mouth. Let's say they had a mouth injury, all right, where their jaw is shattered, or, you know, fill in the blanks. This can be inserted through one of your nasal passages and into the windpipe so that the person can actually breathe using this. I have a chest seal right here along with a gauze. And if you have a pneumothorax needle, right, you can actually use this to allow air to come out of the chest cavity so that it doesn't compress their heart and pretty much suffocate them. Again, I don't have the vocabulary, but using this and doing this to me is second nature because I've done it so many times when I was in the military. It's muscle memory. Remember when I tell you that you have to train with stuff because it's muscle memory? It's muscle memory. Today I had to go to the hospital because little Miss Alaska Prepper was getting a small surgical procedure done. And when they were putting the IV in, I told the nurse, I was like, can I do it? And of course I was kidding, but I said, you have to put it at a 45-degree angle and then you have to straighten it out as soon as you get inside that vein, right? And she's like, yep. And like I said, it's just muscle memory. So this is something here that I feel would be critical in a catastrophic event. So I'm going to make sure that I get that in this pouch here, in our first aid pouch right here. We can put that right there. And we can grab this nasal pharyngeal and we can just go ahead and stick it in this side right here. It'll be here ready to go if we ever need it. This is just a cheapo set of shears, but guess what? It will cut through jeans and it will do the job. All right, this is just a compression bandage. This is definitely something that you want to have handy in a hurry. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right here as well. Now let's see if we can fix this around here a little bit so that it will actually close up good. And I think this looks good. Let's see how it closes up. Oh, you know what? Something that I forgot to put in there, I just noticed. I always keep a couple of pieces of paper, a little tag. This came with a cheapo first aid kit, but I keep it just in case so that you can write whatever information you need to write in on these and give it to a medical professional once they arrive at the scene. And this can just go in here. That's not going to hurt anything. If you ever have to open this in a hurry, if it falls out, so be it. At least you have all of the other things in there that you need to get to in a hurry. And look at that. This is a nice little pack right here. And it's actually pretty nice. I kind of like it. And you know what? This is something that I just noticed. I just noticed this because like I told you, I just opened this from the box, from the bags. But you can actually grab this and pull it off and take it with you. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I put these back in here. Let's go ahead and do that right now. There you go. So look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually going over this with you for the very first time, even myself. So you can grab this from there. I like this even more now that I've seen that. We can just put it back on there. Boom. You're good to go. And then if you want to secure it a little bit better, you can grab this right here and extend this out. And there you go. Pretty cool. So far, so good. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to stuff full is going to be the biggest one right here. This is the biggest pouch that comes with this unit. And I'm going to put it right here in the bottom. Now, I kind of like this in a way because it comes with like a belt that you can take off of this and put around you or put around your shoulder if you need to. But I'm not going to use this belt right now. I'll probably end up putting it inside or putting it in here. There's a pouch in here that you can put the belt in if you don't want to use it. We'll do that, and then let's go ahead and put it on the system here. And what I'm going to put in here is a whole bunch of other stuff that I have that's really not anything that's life-saving, right? But things that are very handy. All right, so we've got a flexible bandage, and I'm just going to stick this stuff in here. It's like I said, that's not life-saving. If you need it in order for a sprained ankle or a sprained wrist or something like that, that's great. We've got some gloves, some nitrile gloves, and I've got a whole bunch of different types of gauze. And you can see we had a little explosion of iodine in there, but that's not going to hurt anything. So you'll see that some of these are discolored because I had a little iodine bottle pop in there. But like I said, it's not going to hurt anything. We'll go ahead and stick that in there too. Just miscellaneous gauze. We've got some cotton swabs, more miscellaneous gauze, bandages. I went ahead and put a couple of pads in here. You can use that as kind of like a gauze as well. Just your garden variety band-aids, different size band-aids, some Q-tips, a little bit of tape. We got in here some eye wash, right? And I've had this for several years in my bag, and even in the wintertime, it does not, you know, compromise the container, so it's still good. It's pretty much just some sterile water. We've got some oral hydration, all right, in case you need to rehydrate. And then we've got a little bag of goodies in here. This is just everyday things that you might want to have. Like, for example, I've got some aspirins, some ibuprofen in here. I've got some Oragel, very important as far as I'm concerned. I got a little tube of burn cream. Right, this is more for comforting than anything else. I've got some moleskin. I've got an eye patch with a gauze for your eye. That could be very useful if you need it. I have a scalpel holder with a couple of scalpel blades, or a scalpel with some blades. Got a couple of them. And I've got a signaling flag. Right, this came with a cheapo first aid kit that I got a long time ago. Just never got rid of it. Don't see why I would. Oh, and you know what? There's something else that I need to put in here. I've got a sterile stapler, a skin stapler. So I'm going to go ahead and move some of this stuff from here to this pouch right here. I check this every year, so I know what I have. And once in a while, I'll take something away. Like, for example, I used to keep a roll of toilet paper, and now I just keep one of these guys. All right, these little toilet tabs, the ones that the Canadian prepper made famous. All right, and I'll probably end up putting that here in this little pocket right here. I also keep a cheap little flashlight. I've got a good flashlight inside my vehicles, but I keep a little cheap one as a backup. I've got another bandage that you can use for sprains or whatever you may need to use it for. And then I've got another kind of like a light blanket that you can actually use this if someone's overheating. You can actually wet this and put this on their body, and it'll help them to cool down. Yes, we all know overheating in Alaska. Are you kidding me, AP? Well, it can happen. So there you go. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, I'm already going to hear in the comments, just do it the best way that you want to do it for yourself. Okay? And we've got another pouch over here on this side. Let's see what we can stuff in that pouch. Well, we've got some 550 cord. Let's see if that'll fit in there. Let's just go like this. Yeah, nice. Close it up. And I also have a pair of shoestrings or laces. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is a light straw, and I have another one in my regular bag, my get home bag, I guess you can say, instead of my medical bag. But I like to keep extras of these because you just never know. All right, so this is kind of like too long to fit in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cheat. I'm going to grab this. And there you go. See that? It's perfect on there, and it's nice and sturdy on there. So now we still have 3 left. We've got these 2 and a bigger one. I think I'll go ahead and grab the bigger one first. I have an emergency blanket, a really nice thick emergency blanket that will fit in here perfect. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I'm going to be able to fit in here, by the way, is that emergency blanket. All right, now that we have it on there, we're going to go ahead and put our emergency blanket on here. See, this is a really big, nice, thick, heavy-duty blanket that you can pretty much turn into a sleeping bag if you need to. And it should fit in there. It looks like right about the same size, so let's see. All right, now it took a little manipulating, but it made it in there. The zippers work just fine. These zippers are pretty decent zippers. And I'm not sure if I showed you the zippers on this big one, but look at these zippers. They're nice and tough zippers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place our next 2. We're going to put one right here, this small one here. And this one's like a sideways one. So we'll put that one right here. And then we'll finish it off. All right, so we've only got a couple of things left. I always keep a little hygiene kit with me. Something like this. It's just got toothpaste, it's got toothbrushes, it's got a chapstick in there, it's got some powder in there, it's got some SPF 50, I believe it is. Yeah, SPF 50. And that's about it. And I keep some matches in here also. So we're going to see if we can stuff it in one of these or this one. Let's see if we can put it in the smaller one. And then the last thing that I have, ladies and gentlemen, is a pair of ballistic eyeglasses or ballistic shades. And that will go in this one right here. Right here. It should fit just fine. And I've got this right here. This just came from a cheapo first aid kit. But you know why? Why not keep it? You never know. You could use it. And I kind of like putting the little first aid manual on here because it's another visual indicator that there's first aid stuff in here. So ladies and gentlemen, in all honesty, I can't really say that this modular pack or compartmentalized pack, whatever you want to call it, really has more room than the bag that I was using prior to it, because as you can see, everything that I took out of this bag pretty much just fit in here. Now, what are the pros and cons of having the bag and having this modular system right here? Right, so the pros, of course, you can hang this off the back of your car seat easily. You can go ahead and grab your catastrophic pack right here, the one that's going to save lives in a hurry. And all you got to do is this, boom. So you've got it, too easy. So those are the pros that I see of having this system right here. The one con that I would see of having this instead of having this is that if you ever had to leave your vehicle somewhere because you were stranded and you had to go it on foot, this you can at least hang over your back. This is a one strap system, right? A one strap system. This you can at least hang over your back. I like that you can change your compartments around if you want to. As you can see, this one right here in the bottom, I could have probably centered this one a little bit more to the center. I'll probably end up doing that. But we'll try this out, see how it works. I don't know, to each his own, I guess, whatever works for you. But I just thought that this would be a nice, neat little system to try out. Being that, like I said, I spoke to a friend who said that he learned that you have to have your first aid readily available and accessible when you get into an accident. So hopefully you got something out of this. I don't even remember what the name of this is, but I'll go ahead and find it and put it in my Amazon storefront because I think it's a neat little system. I think the range on it was about $30 or $40 for something like this, which is about what this bag cost as well. I think these bags are like 44, 45 bucks. So it's about the same price for each, just depends on what it is that you want to use. Having said that, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in. Have a great day, and God bless every one of you. And this is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, when it's strapped to the back of the seat. It fits pretty neat. The straps that come with it to put around the seat on the top and the bottom, they work pretty well.